So thousands of GCSE students across the UK, including me, use flashcards as their predominant revision method. However, a lot of these flashcards are really time consuming to make and also really ineffective for revision. So today I'm going to be telling you why they're ineffective, how I make my flashcards, and just a few tips that I'd like to share with you. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Shivani here. As you can tell, I'm going to be doing a flashcard video today. I have got tons of requests for this video, so I decided to finally film it. So a little introduction to my flashcards. I predominantly use paper flashcards, however I do also make some digital ones. So the number one question that I get asked about my flashcards is paper or digital flashcards, which do you think is better? Well, for me personally, I use paper flashcards more often. So as a lot of people know, if you watched my How I Make My Notes video, you will see that I type up my notes on Google Docs. So I find it a lot better to write my flashcards by hand so that I'm getting the benefits of writing my notes by hand just by doing it on my flashcards. I looked at a study called Comparing Memory for Handwriting versus Typing by Timothy J. Smoker, Carrie E. Murphy and Alison K. Rockwell. So what the study involved was two groups, the handwriting group and the typing group. And in the handwriting group, they were given a printed sheet of some words and they were told just write out the words next to the printed words by hand. So after that, the participants were made to do a retrieval task or a recall task, and what they had to do was write down as many of the words that they could remember onto a blank sheet of paper. But what the study came out was the performance on the recognition task was significantly better for the handwriting group rather than the typing group. So the people that wrote it out actually memorized it better. It basically said at the end of the study, practical applications of this research would be the recommendation to encourage students to take notes or flashcards by traditional pen and paper to aid their memory and retrieval. Well, for me, writing my notes by hand takes a lot longer and is not as efficient. So I like to switch out my notes and my flashcards, and I like to make handwritten flashcards and typed up notes. So I hope that explains why I like to make handwritten flashcards. I just think that it's a lot better for memory. You know, it's just a physical copy that I like to have. So now I'm going to show you an example of one of my packs of flashcards. As you can see, I always have the title very bold on the front, so I know exactly which topic it is. And then I have a question on the front, one question, and a question on the back. And this is a great example of active recall because you have to ask one question, you have to retrieve it from your brain, and then you know if you're right or wrong, and then you can separate the flashcards into piles of yes, do I know this, or no, am I not confident on this flashcard. As you can see, I don't write too much on them because I find it's easier to memorize shorter facts than long paragraphs. So I thought I'd show you another set of flashcards since I don't make every single set the same. Here I have the infection and response topic, and you can tell because I have a very big title page. And for this set of flashcards, I had each flashcard was a different subtopic. So here I have the development of drugs, and I have 4 different questions on that subtopic. And I do have quite a lot on the back of each card, but if you think about it, for each question, it's actually quite a little amount of information for each question. This isn't as good of an example of active recall because I can't really separate the cards out on which facts I know and which facts I don't know because they're all grouped together. However, I do find it's better to have less cards for transportation, and also if I just want to flick through the topic before an exam, it's much easier to go through less cards than having loads of cards. Or if I want to target a certain topic, I can just pull out a few cards and that will cover it for me. So there are advantages and disadvantages to both, but I will switch it up depending on how I'm feeling. So let's talk about digital flashcards for a bit because I do use them. I use the app Quizlet. I think everyone kind of knows what Quizlet is by now. It's a great way to make quick and easy digital flashcards. The interface is very crisp and satisfying, and it's a really nice app and simple app to use, so I'd really recommend you use it if you don't. and there's lots of different games that you can play on there to learn different facts and stuff, so I really recommend it. One thing that I'd say is a big no-no is to just rewrite your notes onto your flashcards. I honestly don't see the point in this. If anyone does this, can you explain like why and how it helps you, because I don't understand this. Because you've already put the effort into making your notes and you're just rewriting them again. There's no way that you can test yourself on these flashcards. You've just written notes on them, so it's not really effective at all. It's not going to help you to memorize anything unless you're just looking for a different way to write your notes. I don't think it's beneficial. Another thing not to do is to overcomplicate the flashcard making process. I see a lot of people writing like a topic, a subtopic, and then like a little summary at the bottom of each flashcard. To be honest, I really don't think this is necessary. If you store your flashcards properly away, then you shouldn't really feel the need to like label every single flashcard. I don't think it's that necessary. I also think that making a summary on the bottom isn't necessary, because your flashcards should already be the most condensed that you can make it. So your flashcard should be the summary. There shouldn't need to be another summary. Also, I don't think that like making it all calligraphy and aesthetic and like making it all amazing and wonderful and taking ages to make them is actually beneficial at all. At the end of the day, they're just a resource to help you test yourself, and it's not going to make a difference whether the flashcard is pretty or not. So you might as well save the time, make the flashcards really simple and effective rather than making them really fancy and aesthetic. I'm not saying that if you do this, they're going to be bad. Obviously you can do this. I'm just saying if you want to save time, be a lot more efficient, then that's the way to go. There's no point making the flashcards if you're not going to use them. Using the flashcards is the most important part of the flashcards. Making flashcards isn't revision, because the revision is going through the flashcards. I think a lot of people get mixed up on that. Making the flashcards is making resources for revision. Revising is using the resources, using your flashcards, going over it, making sure that you're using spaced repetition, so you're spreading out how often you're revising the flashcards. So that's everything that I have to say in this video. I hope that it was actually genuinely useful. Please drop a comment down below if you have any questions and also any feedback on this video. I'm always looking for feedback on my videos, so it'd be really beneficial if you told me what you think, what you don't like, what you do like, but don't be too mean, because it kind of hurts my feelings sometimes. However, I really hope you enjoy and that you have an amazing day, and that's everything that I have to say. Bye everyone!